Today we're delving into two fascinating papers exploring the application of artificial intelligence, specifically large language models, LLMs, and knowledge graphs, KGs, to improve both the diagnosis and understanding of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. The first paper proposes a novel video-based approach to ADHD diagnosis using action recognition. What are the key innovations presented in this approach?
The core innovation is shifting from expensive and resource-intensive methods like MRI and EEG to a readily accessible and cost-effective video-based system. They leverage 3D convolutional neural networks, 3D CNNs, to analyze video footage, identifying characteristic actions associated with ADHD, such as fidgeting and torso movements. This allows for a more objective and potentially scalable diagnostic tool.
The paper mentions a stationary ratio, as SR, as a key metric. Can you elaborate on its significance in the context of ADHD diagnosis?
The SR quantifies the proportion of time a subject remains still. Lower SR values indicate more frequent movement, a potential indicator of ADHD. By combining this with action recognition, they create a more nuanced diagnostic profile, moving beyond simple action classification to incorporate temporal dynamics. The use of multiple camera angles further enhances the robustness of the system.
The paper highlights the challenges of existing ADHD diagnostic methods. How does this video-based approach address these limitations?
Current methods often rely on expensive equipment and specialized personnel, limiting accessibility and affordability. This video-based approach significantly reduces these barriers, making ADHD diagnosis potentially more accessible to a wider population. The use of readily available video recording equipment makes it significantly more scalable.
What are the limitations of this video-based approach, and what are the next steps for the research team?
The dataset used in the study is relatively small, limiting the generalizability of the findings. Future work will involve expanding the dataset to include a more diverse range of participants and potentially incorporating other modalities, such as EEG data, for a more comprehensive analysis. Further validation with larger, more diverse datasets is crucial.
Let's transition to the second paper. This paper focuses on constructing a knowledge graph of ADHD using LLMs. How does this approach differ from traditional ADHD research methods?
Traditional methods often examine ADHD in isolation, focusing on specific aspects like genetics or neuroimaging. This KG approach integrates diverse data sources, creating a holistic view of ADHD and its interconnectedness with other factors. The use of LLMs allows for efficient extraction of information from a large body of literature, accelerating the knowledge discovery process.
The paper emphasizes the use of network analysis techniques on the constructed KG. What insights does this analysis provide?
Network analysis reveals key relationships and clusters within the ADHD knowledge domain. For example, it identifies strong connections between ADHD and comorbidities like depression and schizophrenia, highlighting the complex interplay of factors. The co-analysis identifies the most central and interconnected concepts, providing a focused view of the core research areas.
The paper mentions the use of community detection algorithms. What is the purpose of this step, and what are the key findings?
Community detection helps to identify groups of closely related concepts within the KG. This reveals the underlying structure of the knowledge domain and helps to understand how different research areas or clinical aspects of ADHD are interconnected. The algorithms used identified several key communities, such as those related to comorbidities, cognitive outcomes, and neuroimaging research.
How does the integration of LLMs contribute to the construction and analysis of the KG?
LLMs play a crucial role in extracting and structuring information from the vast amount of literature on ADHD. They help to identify key concepts and relationships, reducing the manual effort required for KG construction. The use of LLMs also allows for the incorporation of contextual information, enriching the relationships within the KG.
The paper discusses challenges in refining the KG. What are some of these challenges, and how can they be addressed?
One challenge is dealing with redundant nodes and irrelevant information, such as author names and publication dates. Strategies like node embedding and clustering can help to address redundancy. Careful filtering and pre-processing of the data are crucial to ensure the KG's accuracy and efficiency.
What are the potential applications of this ADHD KG, and how does it contribute to the field of ADHD research?
The KG can serve as a valuable resource for researchers, clinicians, and educators. It can be used to develop AI-driven tools such as chatbots to provide accurate and comprehensive information about ADHD. The KG also facilitates interdisciplinary collaboration, fostering a more holistic understanding of the disorder.
Both papers present promising approaches to advancing ADHD research. How do these two approaches complement each other?
The video-based diagnostic approach offers a practical, accessible tool for early detection, while the KG provides a comprehensive, structured representation of existing knowledge. Combining these approaches could lead to more effective diagnostic tools and personalized interventions. The KG could inform the development of more sophisticated action recognition models, while the video data could enrich the KG with real-world clinical observations.
What are some of the broader implications of these research efforts for the field of mental health?
These studies demonstrate the potential of AI and data-driven approaches to revolutionize mental health research and care. By leveraging advanced technologies, we can develop more effective diagnostic tools, personalized interventions, and a deeper understanding of complex mental health conditions. The focus on accessibility and affordability is particularly important for improving global mental health outcomes.
The first paper mentions the use of a 3D CNN architecture. What are the advantages of using 3D CNNs over other architectures for action recognition in this context?
3D CNNs are particularly well suited for processing spatiotemporal data like video, as they can capture both spatial and temporal information simultaneously. This is crucial for recognizing actions, which involve both spatial patterns, body movements, and temporal dynamics, the sequence of movements. Other architectures, such as 2D CNNs, might struggle to capture the temporal context effectively.
The second paper uses several community detection algorithms. Why was it important to use multiple algorithms, and what does the consistency or lack thereof in their results tell us?
Using multiple algorithms helps to validate the findings and provides a more robust understanding of the community structure. Different algorithms have different strengths and weaknesses, and using multiple approaches can reveal different aspects of the network's organization. The consistency in the results from the Leiden and Louvain algorithms suggests a relatively stable community structure, while the differences with the Gervin-Newman algorithm might indicate a finer-grained structure that warrants further investigation.
The first paper uses a relatively small data set. How does this affect the reliability and generalizability of their findings?
A small data set limits the generalizability of the findings, meaning the results might not be representative of the broader population. This increases the risk of overfitting, where the model performs well on the training data but poorly on unseen data. Larger, more diverse data sets are needed to validate the findings and ensure the model's robustness.
The second paper mentions the use of Llama 3.18b. Why was this specific LLM chosen, and what are its strengths and weaknesses in this context?
The choice of LLM depends on several factors, including its size, performance, and availability. Llama 3.18b likely offered a good balance between performance and computational resources. Its strengths lie in its ability to process and understand large amounts of text data, which is crucial for extracting concepts and relationships from the ADHD literature. However, larger models might offer even better performance, though at a higher computational cost.
Both papers mention the importance of future work. What are some of the most critical next steps for advancing this research?
For the video-based diagnosis, expanding the dataset and incorporating other modalities are crucial. For the KG approach, refining the data preprocessing and incorporating feedback from clinicians and experts will improve accuracy and relevance. Ultimately, integrating both approaches to create a more comprehensive and personalized system for ADHD diagnosis and management is a key goal.
The second paper highlights the issue of hallucinations in LLMs. How does the use of a KG mitigate this risk?
KGs provide a structured, factual foundation for the LLM to work with. By grounding the LLM's responses in the KG, the risk of generating inaccurate or fabricated information is significantly reduced. The KG acts as a filter, ensuring that the LLM's outputs are consistent with the existing evidence base.
The first paper achieves high accuracy in ADHD diagnosis. However, what are some ethical considerations that need to be addressed before widespread adoption of such a system?
Ethical considerations include ensuring fairness and avoiding bias in the model's training data, protecting patient privacy, and obtaining informed consent. It's also crucial to establish clear guidelines for the interpretation and use of the system's output. ensuring that it's used as a supportive tool rather than a replacement for clinical judgment. Transparency and accountability are paramount.
Thank you for this insightful discussion. The advancements presented in these papers offer promising avenues for improving ADHD diagnosis and